Hi all, welcome to another lecture on professional ethics. As I already told you in the last online discussion class, this module, that is the module 1, the unit 1 covering the human values, this is one of the boring modules. One of the boring modules in the whole syllabus, in the whole professional ethics syllabus. Even the terms in the syllabus like empathy, service learning, care for, respect for others, these are all the headings in the syllabus itself. So it's something I can't teach you because you already know what all these things are. All you need to do is to prepare for the academic exams. That's all. Like university exams. That's all. For that, I will share you a clear notes. With that, you can prepare. Don't simply mug up those notes. You read those contents. You understand what these things. You develop it in your own language, or you reproduce it in your own language, because that is very important from this subject point of view. Like service learning or like values, I can define value in one way, another author can define value in another way. So there is not a clear cut definition for human values or engineering ethics or engineering morals. It's all definition. So you need to understand what these things are, then you need to reproduce in your own language. That is mainly for the first module. If it comes to a law, if it comes to plagiarism or something, okay, there are some technical aspects involved, you can deal all those things in that way. But here in the human values or in the unit 1, understand those things, develop it in your own way. That is most important. Okay, so in the next two lectures, that is in this lecture and by the next lecture on Saturday, I will complete the first module. I will try to finish up the first module, and then again we will go back to the case studies. I think from second module onwards, this will be the subject will be more interesting, I feel, because the syllabus is somewhat better when it comes to the second module, third module, and fourth module. Okay, so in this next two lectures, I will try to complete the module. I will try to complete the academic syllabus. Okay, after that again we can come back to further discussions, some out of box discussions and everything. Okay, so first I need to define what is integrity. What is integrity? Actually, integrity is actually a quality or a virtue. Integrity is a quality which reflects the consistency of our emotions, consistency of one's attitude in relation to moral values. So the consistency, that means if I have an integrity, then how I behave in a particular situation, the consistency of how I behave in a particular situation, that is the integrity in relation to moral values. That is, my values won't change, and how I react to a particular situation, that is the consistency in relation to human values, consistency in our emotions, consistency in our attitude in relation to moral values, that is called as the integrity. Okay, so this is the integrity. And another term you need to study is work ethics, one of the most important terms. Again we will come to work ethics in the later modules, in the later chapters. Okay, work ethics is actually a very important term. So how we can define work ethics? Just 1 minute. So how we can again definition, I didn't buy out all those things, I need to look into my laptop to get the definition. So how we can define work ethics? Work ethics is a set of attitudes concerned with the value of work, which forms the motivational orientation. Something, the moral which is related to work, or moral values which is related to work, is called as the work ethics. There are many persons involved in a working environment. If we take a manufacturing environment, or if we take an industry, there are many persons involved, like the CEO, then the management people, like the managers, HR executives, and then comes the workers, then so many people in different categories are involved. So work ethics should ensure the economy. That means the work ethics should ensure there is a job creation, there is a wealth creation. Work ethics should ensure the productivity, that is the profit generation, wealth generation. It ensures the safety, that is a better working condition, a safe working conditions, healthy and hygiene. Again, it is relating to the working condition, the cultural and social development, like providing cultural centers for the workers. Even in our parent company Al Adarak, last week I discussed with Bharat, one of your alumni. He joined Al Adarak a couple of years back, and last week I had a long discussion with him. He said that in front of a head office there is a ground, a football ground, a beautiful football ground is there, a badminton court is there, some indoor stadium is there. So these are all part of the work ethics. The management should ensure that there is a social and economical development, cultural and social development. For these things are very important from that aspect. So this all is a part of work ethics. Again, environmental ethics should also be included in a work ethics, like the pollution. There should be a pollution free environment. It should not give out any hazardous things to the atmosphere, like that. So these are all comes under the work ethics. So something, some moral values relating to the working environment, these all comes under the work ethics. So that work ethics should ensure productivity, social and cultural development, then again economic development, then security, then hygienic environment. These all are the part of work ethics. Okay, now let's move to the next topic, service learning. So what is service learning? Actually, service learning is actually a part of experimental education. Like this service learning has been introduced in many of the foreign universities, like incorporating the service activities into our academic environment. Incorporating service activities into our academic environment, that is service learning. Learning through doing services. Like if you are doing a final year project, it should be useful to your community. That is service learning. So the project you are doing, that is a technical project, that is related to something useful to your community, something useful to your society. That is service learning. Even we have already did some of similar projects, like 3 years back. Even your electrical students, I forgot the name of those students, they did a project. Matilda madam, at that time Matilda madam was the principal, she funded that project. They did a wheelchair for a particular say, again I remember the name of that orphanage. They did a wheelchair for the, so that it's I think it's somewhere near Balramavaram. They did a wheelchair for the members in that particular orphanage. Okay. So that is service learning, relating our technical project to service activities. That is service learning. It's a part of the experimental education. Many of the foreign universities are following this service learning. They are incorporating the service activities into the academic environment. One of the main advantage is the service. One of the main advantage of the service learning is it is directly connected to the curriculum. And another thing is there is some learner's voice. Like if I am the learner, then I am engaged in the project. I'm totally engaged in the project. I have the freedom to select, design, implement and evaluate these service activities. And another thing is it has some partners in the community. We don't need to, there are some, we can do the projects with some partnerships with the local self-body governments or with the state governments or something like that. Okay. So this is service learning, incorporating service academy activities into our academic environment, also into our academic curriculum. Okay, so this is service learning. And the last one is the virtues. Virtues are actually values, but positive values. or preferred values. Virtues are the desirable attitudes or character traits that help us to be successful, that enable us to be successful. That is virtues. Okay, there are different types of virtues, like there are civic virtues. That is, as a citizen of India, as a citizen of a particular country, we have some civic virtues, we have some civic values, we have some duties and responsibilities, we have some rights. This all comes under the civic virtues. As a citizen of India, what is your civic virtues or what is your civic duties? One thing is, you need to pay tax to the local government, you need to pay tax to the central government, you need to pay tax to the state government. So paying tax is one of our duty. It is my duty to keep my surroundings clean. Up to my level, I need to ensure that my surroundings and my environment is clean. I should not do any activities in order to pollute the water, in order to pollute the land, in order to pollute the air. Like that, I need as a driver, I need to follow the road safety rules. Like that, similarly, there are lots of duties as an Indian citizen. And similarly, I have many rights also. If I go to a government hospital, if I am an Indian citizen, I need to get a free treatment. I need to get free education if I go to a government schools. Like that, similarly, I have so many rights, as well as I have so many duties, as well as I have so many responsibilities. And one most important thing is civic knowledge. How many of you, civic knowledge means how many of you are aware about your duties and responsibilities? How many of you are aware that how the government is working, or is the government working correct, or it is not? Are they doing what they are supposed to do, or are they doing what they are supposed not to do? So civic knowledge is very important. You have a clear awareness about your duties, about your responsibilities, about your rights. So civic knowledge is very important. Okay, so this is civic virtues. Civic virtues actually nothing, it's the moral duties and rights of a citizen of a particular country or of a society. Okay, so basically virtues, I am talking about the virtues. Virtues are the positive or preferred values, positive values. This enable us to be a successful or happiest person. And one classification of the virtues is civic virtues, meaning something relating to your country. As a citizen of this particular country, you have some duties and responsibilities, you have some rights. These all comes under the civic virtues. Okay, few terms are also there, like today we discussed about the integrity, the service learning, the work ethics, and civic virtues. In the next lecture we will discuss similarly few more topics, and then we can cover the first module, and then we can move to the second module. Okay, hope you enjoy the lecture. Thank you.